And welcome back to Cigar Time, your friendly neighborhood TV show all about premium cigars. Paul's not here. We forgot to get his hat.
Oops.
You have one job.
It wasn't my job.
Wasn't mine either. I did mine. I set it up.
Anyway, welcome back.
Hola.
It's December already. Christmas
December
time.
6th. Happy birthday to my sister.
Happy
Because,
birthday,
you know, I'm sure
Scott's sister.
she's such a cigar smoker. I'm sure she's watching.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely. So, getting ready for Christmas. We have a lot of... I can't finish that sentence without a straight face.
With a straight face. you
With a
mean.
straight face, yeah. We should have, hopefully by the time this airs, we should have
A lot of air
lot-
and heat in the stores.
a lot of packs for sale for Christmas.
Christmas gift is
Christmas gifts, yes. I mean, you can always get a pack, that we sell, the fresh packs that we sell.
I
What?
cut this before we announce what the cigar is.
Oh.
It's not
So
it's
did I.
not tradition.
Oh, sorry. Today we are smoking the Alec Bradley TAA 2023.
Rob, what's a blend on this? It is a Puro.
It is not a Puro.
It is a
No,
Puro.
It is not a Puro.
It is a Criollo 98
That is correct.
Puro.
No, it's not a Puro. I disagree.
Puro.
I disagree about the Puro part because it comes from different countries. The seed is Criollo 98. That is correct, but they're from different countries.
Puro.
I disagree.
I said why. Just busting your stomach. So anyway, all the tobacco in this cigar is Criollo 98, but it comes from different countries and different areas. I'll talk about the countries, but I can't remember the exact areas in each country. But
Yamastron.
Yamasan, Troas,
yeah. They're the only ones I remember.
yeah. But the wrapper is Criollo 98, which is what you would normally expect. There's actually a double binder on this, which means there's two binders, and they are both Criollo 98, but one's from Nicaragua and the other is from Honduras. And then, of course, because it's a Puro, the filler is Criollo 98, some from Honduras and some from Nicaragua. So it's, I haven't really seen, I haven't heard of anything like this. I mean, you've got like an Opus, which is all Dominican, but it's not all the same. I don't know if it's all the same seed. Matter of fact, they don't even tell you what the strain is, do they?
Not that I know of. But then again, I don't pay attention to Opus X.
Well, I just use it as an Puro example. So, and this is a TAA cigar, so it's very limited in terms of only certain stores in the country
73 retailers
are permitted to sell this.
Correct. Don't know how many stores.
Nah,
'Cause most of the TAAs have multiple stores.
yeah, probably. I would guess almost all of them, unless it's like
No, there's a
Deadwood
couple.
Tobacco or something.
Yeah. Well, Deadwood has 2 stores. Or am I thinking? I'm thinking Outlaw. Never mind.
So was I actually.
Who cares?
Wait, is that
Deadwood's
is that a
in
store
North
or is that
Dakota.
just a place?
North Dakota, South Dakota, or whatever.
Okay.
Outlaw Cigar. They have multiple stores.
Corona has multiple stores.
They do. So do we.
We have multiple stores.
That is
We've got
correct.
like 4 now.
Yeah, 4 or 5. So, Moose, how are you?
Simply marvelous.
Nice. This isn't bad. I'm not picking anything distinct yet, but it's the taste is pleasurable.
Got my veggie straws going on. Like carrots and spinach.
God almighty.
It tastes like the veggie straw, so I just threw that. I figured,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I figured the green veggie straws or veggie chips I figure they're spinach or kale or something.
I just got
orange or carrot.
A very big hint of cream, which I would not think. All right, I'll knock it off. We don't have Paul here to keep us in line.
No, I don't know who's going to make stuff up either if Paul's not here.
Oh, yeah. Paul doesn't make anything up. He knows everything. We should have a little AI thing of Paul here. That'd be cool.
I'm not getting anything near cream, but
I got.
I'm actually getting hints of vanilla.
Are you?
you know what? But this is going to sound weird, but I would consider it not like white chocolate, that like vanilla, like a bar, but more of the extract,
Yeah.
the finish of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it starts off a little creamy, and then the vanilla kicks
That's a
in.
good call, Moose. I never would have
Yeah.
picked that up. I never would have associated that with vanilla for some.
I would say about half the time you guys say creamy.
You
it's
think
actually-
vanilla?
You're actually thinking vanilla.
Could be.
No.
I mean, I could. Yeah, you're right.
Nah.
You get the creaminess right at the tip of your tongue, and then as it goes back, that's when you catch the vanilla. At least me, anyway.
I'm getting a little pepper on the nose too.
Nose of a cigar or your nose?
My nose. It's funny because so I get into the Colmar yesterday, and Zoltan, who's our Hungarian friend.
His name's Zoltan?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's from Hungary.
Okay.
Great guy. Part of the morning crew. So he comes in and he's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm exactly. And I'm like, okay, like let me go
When a
do
guy named Zoltan says I need to talk
Right.
to you, you know.
So I come out and I'm like, so like 5 minutes later, I go, so what's up? And he's like, all right, you want to get a cigar? I'm like, no. He goes, all right, sit down. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
all right, well, who did what? Like, what? I'm like, all right, I know this guy was late and he didn't tell me. I know this. I mean, nothing goes on at that store that I pretty much don't know about.
Right.
I'm like, oh no, like, what the heck is it? And he's like, so I was talking to this guy from Hungary, and he said, if you don't retrohale, you're not a real cigar smoker. And I'm like, first off, I'm like, this is what you're setting me up. You're completely setting me up, and I think he did it on purpose as kind of to be funny. But anyway, so he's in this a blog or chat group or something, and with friends from Hungary, and this guy apparently said, like, you're not a real cigar smoker if you don't
Retrohale?
retrohale. And I'm
That's
like,
so not true.
it's completely ridiculous.
It is.
And I explained the whole, why you would retrohale, because you've got more tastes in your olfactory, or your more smell. We
Right.
identify more flavors through smell than you can on your palate.
Right.
And the best way to, because we're so trained to think when you taste, it's like, okay, what am I tasting in my mouth and on my tongue?
Yeah.
It's tough to sort of to understand that you're also tasting through your nose.
Right.
So the example that I always give, and I used yesterday, is try eating a piece of steak with your nose without breathing through your nose, or if you're stuffed
Right.
up. You can't, you won't, it doesn't taste the same if you taste anything.
Well, that's one of the reasons you can't really taste anything when you have a cold.
Exactly. So if you need any better explanation than that,
Yeah.
I mean, that there you go. Although I wonder if some people, Moose, you've seen me more in tune with this than at least me, but I wonder if some people have like if their palate is really strong, but their olfactory isn't, so therefore they taste more on their tongue than through the olfactory, or maybe vice versa.
I'm probably the example of that, being a chef for all those years.
Right. That's why I'm asking you.
My tongue is more attuned, and I don't retrohale, so I smelled things, but it's not as in tune as my taste buds.
I think I'm the same, because I don't think, and I'm not claiming to have a great palate by any stretch, but we talk about we retrohale, and it doesn't always taste, it'll taste different, but it doesn't always taste, I don't always taste more or better. So I'm wondering if like my olfactory isn't as refined as my palate, the way you're describing.
Yeah, it's highly possible. I mean, your palate starts training from day one.
Yeah.
You taste foods, you don't like foods, you don't eat it, and you throw it at your mother.
Right.
Stuff like that. And that has nothing to do with the smell, except some foods that smell so bad before it gets to your mouth that you're
true.
not going to eat it.
I'm thinking back to, does your olfactory develop over time? I mean, like,
It
is it
can, yeah.
not developed completely when you're, 9 days old as opposed to 9 years old? Does it develop over time, I wonder? I would think it
Probably.
does. I would.
Probably. I mean, when you're a kid, you poop your pants. You go, "Mommy, take care of this."
Yeah. And what I mean by I don't mean by. Obviously, it develops because you learn what different things taste like
Right.
and smell like. But physiologically, I wonder if it takes a while.
It's a
For it
different
to
set
develop.
of senses. Yeah, it's.
Huh.
I mean, it probably takes a little practice, like when you're growing up.
Well, there's that. There's the practice. There's that. But then there's just the. Your physiologically, does your olfactory develop?
You know what? No, I don't. I think it's developed when you're young, because when you're a kid, now obviously I don't remember when I was a kid, but being around kids, if you take a spoon of something and you're feeding someone, a baby, and they turn their head like they don't want it, it's not because they tasted that before, because they don't know that they tasted it before. They smell it first, and they don't like the smell. So I think the olfactory starts off, they just don't like it because they haven't eaten it and then said, no, I don't want it.
But I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying, obviously they can smell, but maybe they don't want it because they're like, okay,
Well,
there's
they know
three things I
they
don't
know
like.
that, yeah, they know they don't like it. They don't like the smell.
You know what? Maybe I'll read up on, because I'm really interested in this kind of stuff. So
I can
I'll look
honestly
into
say, my smelling prowess isn't that good because I've broken my nose so many times.
I could do it, yeah.
Now you take Sandy, my wife, her olfactory. She smells everything. I mean, hers is really strong. And I tell you what,
That's because she lives with you.
now seriously, she has a great palate too. Like when we first, might have even been on our honeymoon. I don't remember, but I had it was one of those Opus, fake Opus from our friend Mr. Hot Dog.
Okay.
You don't remember those? There was the Padron, Opus, and something else.
Yeah.
And she well, I don't call them out.
I was just talking to her.
I know that. But she identified she goes, it's peppery, it's got this, it's got raisin. I'm like,
She was smoking it? Really?
she smokes cigars with me all the time. Well,
Does
not
she?
all the time, but yeah, she does. But she has a really, really good. It's definitely olfactory, but I'm thinking a palate too. But me, I don't know. Like I've told you before, I think what made me start thinking about this is, you smell the foot of the cigar and the head of the cigar.
Right.
I smell the same. I smell hay. Sometimes I'll smell like maybe a sweet tobacco or maybe a little bit of cherry or something, but that's it. I mean, maybe spice, but I don't get that much.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't want you to tell me anything. I want you to comment. I want you to give your opinion on the matter.
I think everybody's different. Everybody's olfactory senses are different than everybody else's. And some people get it, some people don't.
Some people don't care either,
That's true.
and that's fine. Lots of people are like, I don't care.
Yeah, they just
Ant was
smoke a
like that.
cigar.
They're not going to smell their food. They're just going, feed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ant just wanted something strong. He didn't care about the flavor. He just wanted strong.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't either. But to each their own. I
Right,
suppose.
exactly. That's what cigar smoking is. It's all personal.
I also find that we sit up here at the table and we expound upon what we taste and your olfactor and and all that stuff. And I've had people come up to me at the other stores when I was working at those, and they would say, I didn't get any of that.
Really?
Yeah, and they go, well, what did you get? And then they tell me.
Well, there
And
you go.
it was close, but no WEO.
Right.
But it depends. Everybody's a little different.
Everybody's.
You pick out a little different thing every time you smoke it.
Sometimes I don't even think about it. I'm just like, I puff on it and what I think of. And I'm like, okay, that's.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, something just pops into mind. It's like those Rorschach tests or whatever,
Right.
where you tell
Rorschach.
Rorschach. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rorschach?
Rorschach test,
Rorschach.
yes. The cat there. Oh, that was Washington, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My God, I can't believe we remember that.
I know.
But it's like those tests where you just say the first thing that comes to mind, and that's kind of the way I look at, tasting. That's why I came up with the used car smell. Not used car, new car smell.
Used car smell doesn't
Which
smell
could
very
also
good.
be
No, that's completely different. That's a whole other.
which could also be converted into leather.
Could be.
Because most cars, even though they use pleather and all that other plastic stuff, and
I always
that
thought it was the carpet.
The new car smell reminds me of leather, no matter what.
Really?
I always thought it was the. I don't know where the smell comes from, but I just always assumed it was from the crappy carpet.
You know, a new carpet has a definite smell, and
Yeah.
I may get a little of that in a new car, but it's the leather smell I always get.
Okay.
That rich Corinthian leather.
Rich Corinthian leather. It was funny because Ricardo Montalban went on Johnny Carson one time, like way after that whole campaign was done, and he said, "There's no such thing as Corinthian leather."
Yeah, but it sounded good.
It sounded good. It's
that's
very
funny.
funny.
What was the name of the car?
Valari, wasn't it?
Cordoba.
It was a
Cordoba.
Cordoba. Yeah.
I thought it was Valari. Valari.
Okay, that's enough.
There's 12 dogs in the neighborhood barking now.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So should we give our first
And the other
impressions?
one died.
I know we kind of have, but
Yeah,
still have 42 minutes to kill.
yeah. Go ahead, Bruce.
So far, well constructed, burning well, decent amount of smoke, draws easy. My initial impressions of the flavor, I'm getting little different flavors now, subtle, but it's, believe it or not, I'm getting a little bit of white onion and pepper.
Okay. Scott?
I got melted crayon. Good one for me. Have you ever smelled a melted crayon?
Are they at least Crayola crayons?
Yes. I was just look. We were just talking about what popped in my head, and I'm swishing the smoke around, and I exhale, and I'm like, I had an image of a crayon. So that's what it tastes like. That's how it works.
I was just up in Easton.
Good for you.
At the-
You getting a bat? Did you get a bat? Did you? Bat? You get a bat?
No. I was at Easton at the Crayola factory. But I did not go in. But that's a new one.
But it's
Burnt crayon.
It's kind of I'm going to refine that to be a little bit more of like a waxy kind of.
Now,
I was going to say any specific color.
I would think you would get that flavor on the retro hair.
It was on the retro hell. Yes.
Yes. Now
I
because
said exhale, but I meant
yeah,
retro hell.
yeah, you wouldn't get it as a flavor on your tongue at all. That would be something
I
you'd
ate some
smell.
weird things.
Okay, I'm going
Anybody
over
else
there.
is really over under?
Uh-uh.
Oh my God, this might be the worst cigar ever.
No.
Not tasting it.
No, not at all.
No,
Yeah, the question
like I said,
offset from our camera person was, is it at the over under?
From the crew.
Underfilled. Mine's fine.
Yeah, mine's fine. Maybe somebody sat on yours.
A little waxy. How about strength wise?
I'd give it a 2.5 maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
It's
solid too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Solid
It's
too.
definitely not anything more than that.
I got a little pepper up front, but nothing on the back of my throat that I ain't getting cream in my face or anything like that.
I didn't say in my face.
Jesus.
That's right. That's right. What did you say?
Will you guys quit throwing softballs? I'm gonna start to
I
start
know.
swinging for the fence.
Well, that's right. You said you got it in your mouth. That's good.
That's not what I said either. But I'm getting the white pepper you were saying, Moose.
Yeah.
I'm also getting a little bit of hay. I think you mentioned that earlier, or it may have been just a generic thing.
Now, that's something you guys
getting
always say. Did you catch hay?
Yeah, it's like an earthy. It's like a
I sometimes
smell hay.
I smell it.
Yeah,
Pre-light.
I was gonna say.
Mostly pre-light.
I don't ever
'cause I got-
taste it. Once in a while, it tastes grassy. I would say grassy.
But
more
grassy
than
and hay
hay.
taste or
No,
smell.
they're not the same.
They taste two different ways. I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously one has the the chlorophyll in it, but
But is grassy grassy wouldn't that be more something you get through the sense of smell than chewing? Because I don't remember. Yes, I did chew on grass.
Figure it this
How do you
way.
not eat grass
Not that
when
we're
you're a
like them, but dogs, when they have an upset stomach, they eat grass.
they eat
calms them
grass.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know to eat that, and there's a taste to it. I mean, dogs have a very good sense of smell.
But yeah, you know what?
400 times
I think
more
you're
than
right
ours.
because my dog doesn't retrohale, so it must be on the it must be on the palate. So
I'm still getting a little bit of the creaminess, but that's backed off.
I'm getting a not creaminess, but there's like a subtle sweetness, but it's almost like an artificial sweetener.
Really?
Yeah, like a saccharin as opposed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
just sugar.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It has just a slight chemical, but that sounds negative, and it's not meant to be.
It's not in a bad way.
I wish Paul was here to explain Creo 98.
Yeah, get him on the phone.
I can't.
Oh, yeah.
That would be funny. We should. Hey, call him for a second, will you?
Yeah.
Paul, you're watching.
Yeah.
Type in what Creo 98 is, will you?
Yeah. That would be funny if we called him.
It was a hybrid, wasn't it? It was a hybrid crop.
I believe it was.
Okay. There you go. Thanks, Paul.
From the years on the show. Actually, in 4 days, today's the 6th, the 10th will be 10 years that we've been on the air.
Really?
10 years. Wow, it's a lot of shows.
Not including radio, or including radio?
Not including radio.
Really?
Yeah. We were on radio for what, a year before that?
I think it was 2, wasn't it?
A year and a half, maybe? Something like that.
I don't
It's
know.
wild.
All I know is it was scripted.
And it
Word
was
for word, it was written out.
horrible.
And it was awful.
horrible. The first one was horrible.
If are they on Piz?
The radio.
Do we have the radio shows on the? No.
Unless they're on the
They used to be.
original one.
They were on the
The
original
our
website.
You
Yeah.
just go to the website.
The first one was absolutely horrible. The second one was good because I wrote it. But actually, I wrote the next two. And then we stopped doing it.
And that was the whole idea, was to just
Be spontaneous.
just sit around
And
shooting the crap.
the best shows that we did, because we started out doing a half-hour shows, and then we started doing an hour show, which was much better, and we were much more
Verbose.
ourselves on the radio. I mean, minus
Because you have to-
minus the cursing.
When you have an hour, you've got to fill a lot of time. So
Like
Do you
now-
think it's
like
easier?
now.
Do you think would be easier? I mean, if we're doing it now, to do radio than TV, because
Yes.
I guess for some reason, if we were just doing a radio cast, that it's okay to have that dead air for here it's like you constantly feel like,
Yeah.
but on the radio
I think it's easier
just-
to do radio. I mean, not that we did a lot of. I mean, almost 2 years, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was easier to do the radio show than it is to do the TV show, because, like you said, dead air. Now you can see it.
that's because most of us have faces for radio.
Yeah, it's true.
That's right.
That's
and
very
when
true.
I actually, the other thing is because I edited it back then, I could compress that too. I could cut out 2-3 seconds of dead air,
Right.
and you'd never know the difference. So it wouldn't seem like it was that long.
Yeah.
You can't do that with this.
We were more.
But
Yeah.
a bit more dick, 'cause you have
Yeah,
to
it's gonna
watch
look-
the video.
It'll just look more like
choppy.
the Matrix.
It'll look choppy, yeah. And animatronics. We were more ourselves on the radio show. If you go back and listen to them, you can see how relaxed we were, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The radio show was fun to do. So, but then they kicked us off. Although they did put us on a great time slot.
They were like 6:30 on Sundays, weren't we?
Well,
Or
no,
7 o'clock
it was
Sundays?
5 o'clock. It was 5:30 on Sunday mornings, and then after a while, since we got pretty good following, actually, they gave us an hour, and then after that hour, they moved us to right after Cigar Dave. He was on from 2 to 4, and then
Oh yeah.
1 to 2 or something like that, or
We were so
something.
much better than him.
and we. Yeah. And then he put us on right on after Dave. I think like 4 o'clock.
It's time, initiation time. We're do a cutting ceremony.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand him. He was like Rush Limbaugh wannabe.
Well, see, being the jokester that I am, if you had a cutting ceremony, I'd come in with a pair of hedge clippers and snip it right off the end
Yeah.
of your nose.
He did. Well,
But the radio show was a lot of fun to do. I like that. And we used
This
to get
is, I mean, this once we start, this is fun.
what? No, yeah, but this is fun. This is fun doing it. But the radio show, and when we get, it was easier to get guests on the radio show because we can tape that at any time. You know what I mean? Like on a Wednesday, if a sales
That's
rep,
true.
well, today's a bad day, Wednesday, because that's today. But like on a Monday, if a sales rep comes in, we can come in, sit down, and record something, and then edit it in to later to air on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was kind of easy.
Yeah, because we can get like 3 guests on in a week. You know, it was the radio show was much easier to do. Besides, I like the directional mics better than these.
we always could use those on the table. Never,
I know.
I mean,
I don't know why we don't.
Howard Stern's got a big. I mean, not that we're Howard Stern,
No.
but I mean, he's got a microphone right there in front of him. So
Yeah, but his can move all over. Ours was
yeah,
on
but
the
still. Anyway,
stand.
it is. It
If
is
you
what it
needed
is.
to
We're
move
not.
yeah, they're right there.
If you needed to move
The other ones
you
are
just
right there.
pick the thing up and just move it.
In the beginning, I think we used one microphone. We put it on the front of the desk. Not the first episodes. When we moved to Studio B, I think we did. Studio A we only used for like a month, I think. Whatever.
And there were 7 of us on that.
There were 7 of us on the dais, yeah. That was crazy.
That's crowded.
I'm surprised nobody fell off of that thing.
Yeah.
Is now a good time to mention that we're going to be going to exclusively YouTube?
Sure. We're going exclusive YouTube.
Yeah. Actually, what's the date?
Today's the
Today's
6th.
so
No, no,
last
no.
show will be the 27th.
Our last TV show will be December 27th. I know, it's a shame. But we will be going to YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel, and you can go there now and check out our previous shows. Is episode 1 still on there?
No, because that's on the original guy's YouTube channel that we don't have access to.
We never. I forgot about that battle.
Yeah.
Some kind of
So is there a specific channel they go to, or they just type in Cigar Time
Was-
TV?
Cigar Time TV. It's youtube.com/Cigar Time TV, all one word.
Okay, so YouTube. I don't know if you guys heard him. YouTube.com/Cigar Time TV.
Yeah. And there's most of them are on there, like all 10 years, most of it.
No,
Or actually, what, the first few years.
2 or 3 years are part of the original guys.
Yeah.
We don't have access to after he died.
But he puts some stuff on there. You can still find them somewhere.
Oh yeah, he's got it. I forgot what he called his.
Yeah.
Whatever the name of the company was.
Yeah. So we won't be on regular television anymore. We'll be on our YouTube channel.
But everybody has smart TVs now, so you can still watch it on your TV.
Yeah,
you can still
man.
watch it on TV. Right, exactly. So you don't have to, wait till
I feel
Wednesday.
a little bit of pauses.
It'll be-
relight your cigar and
Yeah.
the phone rings.
Right.
No commercials.
Commercial.
yeah,
It'll
I
be
know.
more current though, won't it? Because we can put it
We
on.
can-
Yeah, because we talk about the Eagles.
Eagles
Like
and-
right now, we can't talk about the 49ers game because we don't know what happens.
No.
The way we're talking about doing it is it's going to go right from here to live and stored. So
Oh.
as we're doing it, it's going to be.
It'll be live, basically live. So it'll be a lot more current,
Yeah.
which is nice. So,
Live from the end of the runway of Willow Grove Air Base.
yeah. That's true, basically, yeah. So, what else is going on?
Christmas.
Christmas is coming up.
So, we've got some ideas, okay? And it may not necessarily be for. These are ideas for you to give to people who would be buying cigars for you. And there's a couple of ideas because a lot of times at this time of the year, somebody will come in and be like, she wants Maduro. I'm like, okay, that narrows it down to half the humidor. So, or they'll say Robusto. So, if you're giving information to somebody that wants to buy cigars for you, it's a good idea to be as specific as you can. It sounds kind of
The best thing is give them the band of the cigar you want.
well, yeah. And the other thing I was going
Take
to
a
say
picture
is
of the cigar.
I was going to say take a picture of the cigars in the humidor. Is another way, but there's an even better way. Especially if whoever you're buying cigars, especially if you're part of our rewards program.
Yes.
So if they go into one of our stores, as you know, you get points and store credit every time you make a purchase. Well, what the system is also doing is it knows what you're buying. So if they come in and they say, you know, I need to buy something for such and such person, and they give us your phone number, we'll be able to go in, look it up, and we can see what cigars that you have purchased. One thing I will tell you is we will not tell them how much you have spent. We would like to set up a kiosk where they could do it themselves, but that information is going to be out there, and we're pretty sure that if you're spending 15 grand a year on cigars, you're not going to want your significant other or somebody knowing
To know
this.
that, yeah.
So what it'll do is it'll give us a screen with buy cigar of what you purchased. So
And how many
if it's an Ashton
times you bought
Churchill, it'll show us that you purchased,
75.
Right.
Over the year, past year.
Right, and so we
Or
can tell
28, whatever.
we can tell them that. And if they don't necessarily want to get something that you always get, we could take a look at your purchase history and just make different recommendations.
Right. Suggestions.
Yeah,
exactly.
and plus, if we're out of, if we happen to be out of a specific size or a specific something, we can make recommendations. But that's one of the beauties of the rewards program that we've been gathering that information over the last, I don't know what.
3 years.
Well, we've only been using this system for this
Over,
year.
yeah, a year.
February, right.
So anyway, it's a great way, and we can, phone number's the best way to look it up. We can also
By last name.
we can look up by last name, but it's not as accurate because somebody says their last name and they don't give
you know
the
how many-
exact spelling.
Do you know how many Dave Smiths we
Probably
have?
89.
There have to be at least 12 to 15 Dave Smiths in our system.
Oh, I would think it'd be a lot more than that.
No. But still, it doesn't matter. You don't know which one it is.
Not to mention, most of the stores just put first names in.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So it's a cool thing. So whoever's buying for you, let them know. And if somebody happens to be like Tony, tell Patty. She can look up your. Well, she already knows what you want. Never mind. But if anybody's watching who buying for a cigar person, you can come in and do this. And this is in our stores at least.
yeah.
Because I'm sure we have customers in other stores from stores that aren't ours that are watching. So, anyway, that's a cool thing. So,
it is.
if you're not part of the system, or the person that have them take photos of the humidor, and be specific in what you're
just the
looking
bands.
for. Yeah, or just the bands, but you can't just say, I want Maduro. Because
Yeah.
That cuts
That-
it down some, but
yeah.
not enough.
it cuts it in half, maybe.
Yeah. It goes from 10,000 cigars to 5,000.
Right. So we still have a little bit of work to do there.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing. Kind of a cool thing.
It is. And we've been talking about doing that for years, too. So, finally it happens.
Yeah.
So, what
All right.
else?
Thanks for watching. Life's too short. Smoke cheap cigars.
Do you remember we were talking?
Oh,
Just
thought it was out.
no, you weren't out. We were talking
back.
about the legislation about them have a generation date. The New Zealand was going to do it, and they completely scrapped it now.
Really?
Yes,
Because I just
scrapped
read they were doing it like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. I didn't read they scrapped
They
it.
scrapped it. They said they're done. They're not doing it. The UK is trying to do it, but they're trying to. There's a lot of pressure for them to exempt cigars. So they'll be able to buy cigars, but they won't be able to buy cigarettes or anything. Any other kind of tobacco, no pipe tobacco, no any other kind of tobacco. But they're a very big push to exempt cigars in the UK. But I don't understand why they're trying to get rid of generation, or implement a generational.
Because they do good. I mean, just let people make up their own minds. Let them live their own life.
That's the problem. But they're cutting their nose off to spite their face because of the money that it generates is astronomical. They would just be losing all that, which means your taxes will go up and other things because they have to pay for the programs that are already set.
Yeah. I don't.
You're going to have,
I
so
don't know.
let's say you have this this is a program, and it takes so much money, and most of that money comes from from tobacco tax. You stop selling tobacco, now where's that money come from? It's going to come out of your pocket from some other place.
And seriously, like the tobacco tax they get from cigars is nothing.
No,
It's
no.
nothing.
But
What did I say?
Together
What did I
is
was
huge.
watching Hand Rolled, that program that Pete Johnson did, and it
Yeah.
said there are 900. Was it 900,000 cigars? 9 million cigars sold a year. So I forget exactly what it was, and they said, let's just say it was 1 million. There's 1 million cigars sold a year. They said that's how many cigarettes are sold every hour.
oh, okay,
Every hour, and they're worried about freaking cigars.
yeah.
Stop it.
Well, I think they're just worried about tobacco. Period. They're trying
They-
to get rid of tobacco.
They
all
are, but
sales. But you're right. This is cigars is a very insignificant spot in the tobacco world. I mean, there's other stuff that far outsells regular. Even domestic cigars, like non-premium cigars, are far and away more.
is it like 50 times?
So it sells so much more than regular premium cigars do.
Oh, it's not even close. Not even the same hemisphere.
Yeah, if premium cigars was $1 billion business, that business is like $10 billion or $15 billion. It's crazy how much more premium cigars or domestic cigars are than premium. It's crazy. So, what are you gonna do? Also,
I just do what I do.
It's all because of the insurance companies.
yeah, but the thing is, they
know.
rate
Oh, yeah.
they rate cigars lower than they rate cigarette smokers.
I just think
They
it's
do, but it's
people think they're doing. I mean,
The fact that they're rating them at all is a problem.
people don't like. They're like, oh, we care about your health. We don't want you smoking. I was like, okay, well, that's really nice, but like, leave me alone.
If you care
It's
about
my
me,
choice.
if you care about me, how about my choice? You're not caring about my choice.
I mean, if
do
they
it,
want to spend
that's-
money on arming them with like information, factual information, not
factual,
not information
yeah.
about extrapolated from cigarettes and rolling that into cigars, because there's not a lot of evidence on cigars. It's all extrapolated from cigarettes or from tobacco in general. But if they want to educate people and use facts, just pure facts, not their interpretation of facts,
Right.
I'm okay with that. Arm people with information, but don't
And no blanket statements.
don't ban tobacco by saying, all right, if you're born after 2009, you can't buy it.
Right.
That's
And no blanket statements like secondhand smoke kills. That's a blanket statement. That's not true. There's not one shred of evidence on the whole interweb that says anyone has ever died from secondhand smoke of cigars. Not one. You can't. Cigars and cigarettes are totally different types of smoke, and it's ridiculous.
well, they're
the
different.
stuff that
Yeah,
they
they
say.
both use tobacco. They both have nicotine in it, but how consumers actually smoke a cigarette versus smoking a cigar are vastly different, and that's where it starts to go off.
It's
Plus,
not just how. I mean,
Well,
all the
there's
chemicals
right.
and additives, and like you're saying, into cigarettes, the smoke is totally different than the cigar smoke.
and I'm sure we've said it 100 times before on this show, but with the cigar, with cigarettes, there are additives. You've got the paper. Cigar is completely natural. There's nothing in them, excluding flavored cigars.
Right.
But in this cigar here, there's nothing but tobacco, and right on here where they put the cap, they have to put a little bit of vegetable glue. And it's just a sap, I guess, from some freaking plant in Zimbabwe or something. I don't know, but it's the only thing that's not tobacco in the cigar.
It's actually pectin. It's a vegetable-based pectin. That's what they use. It's not sap. It's actually a powder.
It's all natural, is my point.
It is all natural. That is correct.
And there's no additives. It's just,
No.
They take a leaf of tobacco. They take a bunch of leaves. They wrap it in another leaf, and then they wrap it in another leaf. Boom. And most cigar smokers don't inhale. Some do.
Yeah,
They've just,
Some do.
90% do not hail.
just
95%
got
do
a
not hail.
change in the flavor. of
Uh-oh.
this.
Who cares about this? We're talking about.
Well, it's part
Again.
of the show. It tastes like red wine.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like a
rose-
port?
Like
Like
a
a port?
rosé. Like a rosé, a light wine.
I'm getting a sweetness now from mine. It is a very enjoyable cigar, though.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say I can actually taste Honduran. I can see where a lot of the tobacco comes from Honduras. And it's made at Raíces too.
Yes. the
Which is in
Raíces,
Honduras.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? Raíces?
Races, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not really getting a lot of earthiness from it. In the beginning, I did, but not now.
Yeah, it's a pleasant change, but it's,
Right.
the flavor profile's changed.
So I'm still getting the earthy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Actually, smokes kind of fast. The draw is perfect on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
So what are you guys doing for the holidays?
Sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh, Christmas Day we're having big ziti. Just got the menu.
The menu?
I got home and Wendy goes, "Oh, I got the menu for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve," and she listed all this stuff.
And what'd you have last year?
I don't remember.
Big ziti.
I know.
Or
no.
lasagna.
No. Probably ham.
Angel hair?
No. Probably
See,
ham.
I still Christmas, Easter is ham. Christmas is still, to me, is still turkey.
Why?
I don't know. I guess because it's what I grew up with.
We're doing the fishes.
Did you eat turkey for Thanksgiving
Who?
growing up? You
Yeah, always. Every Thanksgiving.
never did.
Really?
Always
How-
lasagna and stuffed shells or managos, whatever my grandmother was making.
Really?
It was always Italian. Though.
Huh.
No. The turkey.
You should be kicked out of the country for that.
I brought one of my roommates home from school one year. The whole day's like, is there ever going to be a piece of turkey?
No. No, it's Italian household. Oh, by the way,
At an Italian household, we had turkey all the time.
You were there.
yeah, it was weird. Some kind of Italian seasonings, probably. So, last
Oh.
Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, I text Rob 3 words. No, 4 words.
4 words.
I did it again. Or what? Maybe it happened again. Anyway,
No, I did it again.
he knew exactly what I meant. Put the cigar in my mouth the wrong way. I don't know why I was holding the cigar this way. I have no idea what happened, but I go like this. And, of course, the first person I think of.
Whether you're trying to be German.
But here's the thing, okay? So I had iced coffee.
You know what? You can't call yourself a cigar smoker if you've never done that.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody is
But the funny thing is this is only the second time it's ever happened, and he knew exact. In 20 years we've known each other, I did it one time, and I type in, I did it again. He knew exactly what I meant. Of all the possibilities, and I knew you would.
I
But-
think it was more than twice.
No, I don't think so. I think it was just that one time with my lip.
That was pretty bad.
It was. So what I wanted to tell you, I forgot to tell you was, so I had iced coffee, and I put it in my mouth, and I'm just like, swishing my tongue around and like cooling it off. I did this like 3 or 4 times, and all I could think of was like, great, I can't. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm not gonna be able to taste a thing.
Didn't happen.
Wasn't even burnt the next day.
Oh.
Didn't even feel it the next day. I'm actually wondering if the cigar didn't touch my tongue and it was just I felt the heat and
The
pulled
heat.
it away right away.
Yeah.
I guess, but I can't. I just can't imagine why I wouldn't be. I mean, I would think it would almost still be burnt.
You would think. Yeah.
I knew you would know.
I knew exactly what it was.
I knew you would know.
That's funny.
We know Agila too well. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So we should actually.
In a couple weeks, we're going to be doing our favorite cigars. Or our favorite cigar of this year and our go-to cigars.
Well, 2 different shows, right?
2 different shows.
Yeah. And the first one is our top new cigars of 2023.
Right.
With one caveat, there might be, and this has happened in the past, but it's a cigar that we've had for the first time. I mean,
Yes.
it might have been in the market for a couple of years. Like
Right.
one time, one was the
It's new to us.
One was the Sin Compromiso that was on mine. It had been on the market for several years, but it was the first time that I had it.
Right.
And one of my cigars was like that this year.
Okay. Actually, I can't wait till next year because I know there's a new cigar coming out that has not been announced yet.
I know
No.
what it is.
I'm really looking forward to it. What do you think it is?
AJ 20th.
No,
That's what it
not
is.
the age. Okay. Okay. It's not.
It hasn't been announced yet?
It's coming out from EPC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called the Encore Black.
Oh, I saw something about that.
They haven't announced a release date on it.
Well, what I'm
Or
hoping
anything.
happens in the next couple
Really
of weeks.
looking forward to that cigar.
I'm hoping, because we've got the new West Tampa, what's it called? Bullish? Brioche?
Something like that. Nobody
It's
can
a street,
pronounce
it's a
it.
street in Tampa, but they're supposed to be shipping now. So that, and I'm hoping that I get the Coseca 151 from Plasencia. And I really want to try that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm not. The West Tampa one, it's just one size. It's 6x60. I don't.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
smoke it just to see how it is,
Of
but
course you are.
I have to.
Yeah.
You know.
You never have
kind
you
of
don't
a
ever
job.
do a double Toro, the Oliva V.
No, I've smoked one. That was it.
Really?
Yep.
I don't smoke many, but that's one I can, because that cigar's so good. That's just I can smoke that.
The only 6x60s I'll smoke on a semi-regular basis are box pressed
Yeah, because it
because it's
doesn't-
not as big. It doesn't feel as big.
It doesn't, because they're measuring the diameter of the widest part of the cigar. So it
Right.
could be a 6x54, but they smash it down so much now
Yeah.
it's a 60.
Yeah, like a waif.
Yes.
They still sell them big time.
Do they really?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God. Not too many retail stores have them, but a lot of online people sell
The acid wave?
the acid waif.
Wasn't there a-
Especially
wasn't there a Java one
the
too?
Java
Okay.
waif, yeah. So
Yeah, how do we cut that?
I forgot.
That's right. We probably just squeezed it.
Yeah, it'll pop open
I mean, that's all you need to do.
like the
Chisel.
chisel. Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
like the PCA, where you and I don't cut cigars.
We don't
just
cut cigars, exactly
Use our
right.
fingernails.
That's right. Or teeth. Mostly fingernails.
What I said? I'm trying to think of what else is coming out.
I don't know.
We have we brought in the what do you call it? The red meat lovers, and also the Bronx Tail. Jazz Palminteri cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They usually don't fare well. Celebrity cigars.
Trying to think of one that.
The only one that's really lasting is the Big Poppy cigar from Artista.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else. I mean, what do you call it? Have one from the Ravens.
Ray Lewis
Ray
had
Lewis.
one, but that didn't last too long either. Although when I saw him at the show, that guy's massive.
What do you think?
Like, he's huge. I couldn't believe how big he was. I mean, you can see why he was so good.
Menacing.
He was very menacing.
Menacing.
And he was just sitting down for the first time I saw him. Then when he got up, I'm like, holy crap. Would not want to get hit by that man. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would just explode. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you hit a Mack truck hits a deer and
Yeah,
there's just
it's nothing left.
nothing left. I'm pretty sure that's what would happen if I got hit by
It would
Ray
be
Lewis.
like when Randy Johnson hit that bird.
Yes.
It just disintegrated. Still one of the funniest things ever.
Not for the bird. I don't think
Not
the
for the
bird thought
bird,
so.
but
Bird was
still.
like, what the hell?
I don't think the bird had a chance to think of anything.
Nah.
You know, he's flying across the baseball field. Next thing you know, he's in heaven.
You know what the last
It's
thing
a
that went through the
psych-
bird's mind?
The
baseball.
baseball, yeah.
And it wasn't done on purpose. It was
No.
an accident.
That you could try doing that again, and you probably never could. You could have as many chances as you would want, and it would never happen again. That's crazy. I love watching that.
Are you gonna go to Nicaragua?
I don't know.
With
With
AJ?
AJ? I don't know.
Are you?
I don't know. It would all depend on when and how long.
Oh no, I cannot.
February 2nd through 4th.
I cannot. I cannot go. That's Wendy's birthday. If I'm in Nicaragua, it's her birthday. There's no. I might as well stay in Nicaragua. No, I cannot. As a matter of fact, I told John. I just remember the date. So no, I cannot
I'm lucky
go.
my wife does. She's like, I don't care. It's a fucking birthday. What do I give a crap?
It's not Super Bowl weekend, is it?
Dude,
No.
I checked that out, man.
No, it's not Super
That's
Bowl.
one of the dates of the trip, but unfortunately, it's for retailers, so it's not. It's not like the Perdomo trip where consumers can go.
I am not. John asked me to go, and I said, maybe I'd love to go. I've never been to Nicaragua.
I was thinking about doing. I was still thinking about TPE only because they're bribing you with 2 nights free out in Vegas, and the flight was like $250. I'm like,
How do you not go?
yeah, but how I not go is because I think that's like the 29th, 30th, 31st, something like that, and then like
Of January?
of January, and
Oh,
then February 2nd. I think February 2nd's the AJ trip, and I'm like, all right, so I fly to Vegas, down to Miami, to Managua, back to Miami, and then back to Philly. I'm like, you know what?
No.
I just don't think I can do it.
I don't know.
It's going to be interesting this year, and this is probably boring for consumers, but we got time to fill. Like, I mean, TPE for cigar companies, it's mostly a cigar for other tobacco products, cigarettes, vape, CBD, all chewing tobacco. But we've sort of, there's a little bit of cigars, and it's been picking up lately. But it's going to be interesting because our big trade show is now in March, the end of March, I
Yes.
believe, instead of July, which this is the time it should be.
Right.
But those two are so close
So
together.
close together, yeah.
That's the other reason. I'm like,
It might
all right,
hurt.
they're-
It might hurt
they're-
the
they're
TPE.
2 months apart.
Yeah,
It
but
probably
still.
will. It probably will. But I was wondering, can I go and get one bite at the apple, as Mr. Toll would say, and then another one in March? But I don't know.
And the
Sounds like a lot of running around.
the TAA is in October, I think, September, October, because they moved that.
Really?
Yeah, because then
You
it
know
would be, then it would be, every
this-
month.
Well,
It's usually in April.
I could. Now that you say that, I sort of remember that, but I swear I was just reading about this cigar, and I reviewed some stuff about TAA, and I could have sworn it said like March 26th in Punta Cana or something. But
It's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's in October, and it's in Aruba.
keep going.
Art wants to send me, but I don't know if I want to go. I don't know. We'll see. He
Is
says
it
I'll send you.
because
I'll
you'd
send
rather
you.
go to PCA or
I'd rather go to the PCA.
go to both?
No, I don't want to go to both.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do, but I can't go to both.
Yeah, you can.
I would rather go to the PCA.
But it's in a different location. It's at FL or at the Las Vegas Convention Center this time. The PCA,
Yeah.
which I like that hotel better. The Sahara.
Mhm.
I like it better. I mean, I would miss that bar, but
Oh, you mean Treasure Island?
yeah, what's it called? The Breeze, Bahama Breeze. or
Bahama
something?
Breeze, something like that. Yeah.
I figure after 20 years, I remember the name of this.
You would think, right? We've only spent how many hours in there?
Right. So there you go.
That one year we spent 10 hours in there. Remember? Waiting for
Oh,
our
that's
flight.
when we had to. Yeah.
We were waiting for our flight.
That's the year Mike went, wasn't it?
No, that was a different year. We spent 10 hours that year too. But we kept watching that same baseball game. We kept replaying the Dodger game.
Oh yeah.
It was horrible.
Taking bets on who hits what?
Yeah, exactly. I bet you he hits this pitch to left field. Yeah. So yeah, don't forget our last show is going to be on the December 22nd on a regular December what?
27.
27th. I'm sorry.
2 days after Christmas.
Yeah, and then we'll be on YouTube channel, CigarTIME TV.
What about the Saturday show? Will that be on YouTube?
We can't do the Saturday show on YouTube.
We're not sure yet what's going to happen.
Because it's
You're not,
price
we're not,
sensitive.
you're not allowed to. Yeah, you're not allowed to sell. tobacco on it. So,
On YouTube?
on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll see how long this lasts. I know we've been doing it for a while, so.
Yeah.
And there's other shows on YouTube about. No,
Tobacco.
there's not. I'm sorry, this is the only show. There's no other shows about tobacco.
That's exactly right.
There's no other talk shows at all about cigars.
Your prices and try to sell, you're all right.
Yeah. So we can't do the Saturday show.
So we won't on this one. By the way, the cigar retails for $13.99. So we won't be able to. Is it $13.99 or
$12.99. It's $13.
Huh. They said the MSRP on the web was $13.99. See, that's how much better we are.
Yeah. So, all right, let's give our final thoughts there, Moose.
Give it a 9.
Okay.
I mean, the flavors haven't changed much, except for the rosé. You know.
Right. Okay.
Do any TAA cigars have names, other than it's the EPC TAA?
Yeah. The actually the Alec Bradley Invictus.
What?
Oh, illicit. I'm sorry, the illicit.
That was a TAA cigar.
It was.
Are any of the others? I'm trying to think of. What was the Don Pepin? Was just the Don Pepin.
No.
Some of them
The
have
punch was just the punch. I mean, the Padron was just the Padron.
Yeah.
The VSG is just the VSG. Tatuaje is just. Huh. Never thought about that.
But yeah, they don't name them.
If they don't name them, they
Well,
don't have
no.
to come out with it.
The
as
Don Pepper one got a name because there's 3 sizes. They got 3 different sizes.
Yeah,
I think they named them something, but I forget what the name is.
there'll be a regular release next year.
It will.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, got off.
You
Not
know,
off
on a
topic.
tangent. On a tangent. As opposed to a cosine.
I still get the vegetal. I'm getting a cream that's more of a mouthfeel than a flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's creamy. I still detect a tiny bit of spice there. Give it an 8.75.
Okay. As for me, I'm still getting the creaminess. It's like you said, it's more of a mouthfeel than a taste. It is a creamy-ish cigar, and it doesn't look like it would be because it's so dark. Usually, you associate that with like a Connecticut tobacco. I'm getting the earthiness from the Honduran tobacco, definitely. Definitely getting that. And a little bit of the hay that you don't know about. I'm still getting a very slight tingle on the front of my tongue of white pepper, not black pepper. So, I also give it a 9, Moose. I agree with you. So, I like that.
I'm still picking up a little, like very faint, of the vanilla Moose mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that could be one of the tastes I have. All right, so thanks for watching. Don't forget.
hay. But I would describe it as barnyard.
Okay, same thing.
Yeah.
Where else do you find hay?
Smoke
Anyway.
them if you got them.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, and
hayride?
don't forget next week. Ciao for now, everybody.
Life's too short to smoke cheap cigars.